Hi everybody. Just want to make a quick video showing that distribution also works when you have subtraction or negative numbers. So over here, if we were to evaluate this by using the order of operations, by doing what's in parentheses first, then what would that be? 8 minus 5 is 3, and then 3 minus 7 would be negative 4. So this would be equal to 7 times negative 4, which is negative 28. If I have a positive times a negative, then the answer is negative. Now, what if we were to use distribution and multiply this number that's out in front with everything that's on the inside? Now, before I do that, I want to say that you can treat, even though these over here are subtraction symbols, you can treat them as negatives. And the reason you can do that is because when minus 5 is the same thing as plus negative 5. In other words, adding negative 5 is the same thing as subtracting positive 5. So you can treat this subtraction as a negative. And then to use distribution, you can just use the rules for multiplying. So here I have a positive times a positive, so that's positive. So 7 times 8 is 56. But then here I can treat this, even though it's a subtraction symbol, I can treat it as if it were a negative number here. And I could say that positive 7 times negative 5 is negative 35. So positive times a negative is negative. So I get negative 35. So over here, I could then write plus negative 35. But again, when we add a negative, that's the same thing as subtracting a positive. So instead of writing plus negative 35, we could just write minus 35. Okay, and then here, again, I'm going to treat this as a negative and just say 7 times negative 40. 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. And then I'll write that, instead of writing plus negative 49, I'll just write minus 49. Okay, so all of these numbers that I got here, I got by doing distribution, by multiplying this with all these numbers on the inside. And you have to pay very close attention to the symbols there. Okay, but then let's see if this really is equal to my answer that I got over here. So 56 minus 35, that would be 21. And then 21 minus 49, let's see, well, 49 minus 21 would be 28. But then, so the other way, 21 minus 49, since I'm taking the bigger number away from the smaller number, that would give me a negative 28. So yeah, I do get the same thing here using distribution that I got back here when I evaluated what was in parentheses first and then multiplied it with the 7. Okay? And let's do one more example now. So over here, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this up. I don't like seeing minus negative or plus negative. So anytime I see that anywhere, whether I'm distributing or solving an equation or just evaluating something or whatever it is, I always clean this up and I write that minus negative is the same thing as plus, so minus negative 9 is the same thing as plus positive 9, and then plus negative 10 is the same thing as minus positive 10. Okay, so let's just write the rest of it. So I have negative 6 times negative 2 plus 9 minus 10. Okay, so if I were to evaluate what's in here first, then let's see, negative 2 plus 9 would be positive 7. And then positive 7 minus 10 would be negative 3. So this would be equal to negative 6 times negative 3. Then I have a negative times a negative is positive. So this would be positive 18. Negative 6 times negative 3 would be positive 18. Let's see if I get the same answer using distribution. So negative 6 times negative 2 would give me positive 12. And then negative 6 times positive 9 would give me negative 54, and I'm just going to write minus 54. And then negative 6 times negative 10, again, this is subtraction, but I'm going to treat it like a negative. So negative 6 times negative 10 will give me positive 60. So I'll write plus 60. And now let's see if I evaluate this, is it really equal to positive 18? So 12 minus 54, let's see, 54 minus 12 would be 42. But then since I'm taking the bigger number away from the smaller one, 12 minus 54 should give me a negative 42. Then I still have the plus 60. And then negative 42 plus 60. So here I see that I have different symbols. What we would do is we would subtract, and we would keep the symbol that was in front of the larger number. So here, if I ignore the symbols in front for a second, 60 is bigger than 42. And now the symbol that was in front of that was a plus or positive symbol. So I get positive 18, just like I got before. So yeah, so distribution works even with subtraction and negative numbers. All right, that's it, and have a great day.